YouTube. Today in the Naughty Librarian, I am doing another book Unhaul. The mission to clean out my shelves is always ongoing, and mainly because I am very good at getting very free or very cheap books. And at the end of the day, I can't say no to free and or cheap books. So I end up with a lot of books on my shelves that I think sound cool, that I am interested in, and then I have lost interest. So these might not be bad books, they're just books on my shelf that I got for a multitude of reasons. Maybe they're free, maybe they were sent to me, maybe I got them at a library book sale for like 25 cents. I don't know. They're just books that I, at the time, was interested in and have stopped being interested in for the most part. But anyway, let's get into the books that are leaving my shelves. I'm getting rid of a bunch of Jill Shalvis books, mainly because I have so many and I don't ever read them. I really like the Heartbreaker Bay series. I've been having fun with that, but I don't need a bunch of other series by Jill Shalvis. So I'm going to be getting rid of these. I got these mainly either for free or from library book sales, so I'm not losing a lot of money here. I'm getting rid of these animal series because while I love dogs and I get very excited if I find out dogs are in things, I don't foresee something with a lot of animals in it as being particularly smutty. So I'm feeling those are too Hallmark for me, and I'm just gonna move on and not read them. And then Her Sexiest Mistake, I think I got for free as well, and I'm just not into it. It was just ooh, free, don't mind if I do. But then on second thought, I was like, that looks bad, I don't want to read it. So yeah, these are leaving. Also leaving my shelf is Black and Blue by Gena Showalter. I actually really liked this book. I read it, I own a copy, but I have a second copy. I don't know why I have a second copy, but I ended up with a second one. So this one is leaving my shelf, and hopefully someone else will find it and love it, because I actually really like this one. Also leaving my shelf is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. Hey, wait a second, don't fight me yet. I am getting rid of this because it's a spare copy. I just got a new copy of it that is brand spanking new from my friend, so I'm keeping that copy. I'm getting rid of my old copy I had because I got it at a library book sale. As you can hear, it's a little beat up and damaged, so this one is going just because I found a newer, better copy. I'm also going to get rid of Making the Play by Victoria Denault, and I did end up getting this for free at a book festival, and I read it, and it was alright. It wasn't the best thing I've ever read. It was, average contemporary sport romance type of story. It's not bad, but it's not good, so I was like, I'm just going to leave my shelf. It was alright, but it wasn't the best thing I've ever read. I'm getting rid of both of these books. They're part of a series, so I have A Million Guilty Pleasures and A Million Dirty Secrets. And I mainly picked these up because they were dirt cheap. They were $2 a pop, and I got them at a discount store in Kentucky, of all places, because I was visiting my boyfriend's family. We went, and I found so many books at the discount store, so I was like, yes, give me them all. And didn't actually, at the time, you know what, I will say, at the time, I was thinking, okay, maybe this might be good. But now I'm just I don't think it's gonna be good. There might be a reason it was at the discount store. So, yeah, I'm getting rid of this. At least it's a complete series, though, so someone, if they find it at a library book sale, they'll get both parts of the series, so there's that. I'm gonna get rid of Listen to Your Heart by Casey West, and this is an ARC. I think I got it for free at Y'all West, and this is from 2018, so I got this a while ago. I hear a lot about Casey West, and I always think I want to try out one of her books. But the thing is, I've come to terms with this in my life that YA contemporary is just not my thing. I find it very hard to get into them, and it's not a bad thing. I'm a grown-ass adult. Are not written for me. These are written for teens of the same age. So for teens that are the same age, they'll probably get a lot more out of it than I would as a grown-ass adult. And so yeah, it takes a lot for a YA contemporary to make me interested in it. There are a few authors I like, but most of the time I'm just I'd rather donate this and have some kid find it and read it and love it. So it's going to go in the world. I feel like I'm doing something good for someone else. Also leaving my shelf is The Devourer in Grey by Christine Lynn Herman. I read this recently and it was all right. Like, I've read worse things. It's not bad. It's just, it's kind of like a CW show. Well, that's not necessarily a bad thing because there are some CW shows that are dope, like Riverdale, like that's juicy and angsty and great. This is kind of like that, but if it was Riverdale with monsters. And I mean, it reads like a TV show, honestly, and it's not bad. It's just, I read it, I gave it 3 stars, I thought it was average. It wasn't like great. I don't really intend to continue on with the series, so I think I'm just gonna donate this and let it go off into the wild and have someone find it and love it. Also, I think I got this for free, actually. I think my friend gave this to me because she didn't want it. So, just making its rounds. I've also just come to terms with the fact I'm never going to read Love and Gelato by Jenna Evans Welch. I got it at a library book sale for very cheap, probably 50 cents, and I ain't never gonna read this. Like, I had hope in my heart I was gonna read it because it's so cute. Like, isn't this adorable? Like, the cover is so cute. And I did want to read it genuinely, but it's that YA contemporary thing where I'm just like, am I going to enjoy it? Am I going to get out of it what I should get out of it? And the answer is probably not, so I'm going to get rid of this one. It's just, it's not going to happen. I've come to terms with it. It's not going to happen. Another YA contemporary leaving my shelf is Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. I have only read one book by Rainbow Rowell, and that was Carry On. And honestly, didn't really like it that much. And I don't have no interest in reading it. It's YA contemporary. I mean, it has an adorable cover, just like the last book I showed, but yeah, it's not happening. I just know it's not gonna happen. I'm gonna donate it. So I'm gonna go to a library book sale and find this and be like, this is a find, and be really happy. So I'm getting rid of it. Also leaving my shelf is Cruel Beauty by Rosamund Hodge. This has been on my shelf for like years at this point, and still haven't read it. I have very little interest in reading it, honestly. I know it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and the thing is, I am so sick of Beauty and the Beast retellings. They're boring to me at this point. Retell something else, for fuck's sake. I can't take another Beauty and the Beast retelling. So yeah, it's gonna go. I think someone will find this and like be really excited they found this. But for me, it's just not gonna happen. It's not happening. I got this secondhand, it's used. I made peace with the fact I'm not going to read it. I'm also getting rid of All In by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is part of her Natural series, which I have read the whole thing of. I've read all 4 books. This is book 3. And I don't have any of the other books because I got them from the library, and this one I found at a library book sale, so I have one random book of the series. And it's like, why do I have one random book of the series? I've read the whole thing. Do I need it on my shelf if I just have one random book of it? Like, it's so weird I have book 3 and none of the other books. So this one's gonna go. It's basically, you know, it's like criminal profilers, so it's kind of like Mindhunter or Criminal Minds, except with teens, because they recruit like teen prodigies and they train them to be criminal profilers. So it's kind of like they're solving like horrible murders and they're teens with angst. And I really liked it. I liked the series when I read it. Mind you, this was years ago. But yeah, why do I have book 3 of a series but I have no other books from it? And I don't have a lot of plans of buying them, so it's going. I picked up The Circle by Dave Eggers at like a library book sale probably, because I know that the movie came out and I was like, ooh, I kind of want to read that book. I'm kind of interested in the vibe of the movie. But the thing is, the movie and the book have been out for several years and I have neither seen the movie or read the book. So chances are it's not going to happen. It's like technology taking over and privacy is like non-existent and blah 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 blah. I'm just not into the story. I'm sure it's good. I'm just like, it's not an Amanda story. There's no dragons in it. I'm just like, meh, I don't care. So yeah, it's not gonna happen. Also leaving my shelf is The Cure for Dreaming by Kat Winters. This is the ARC from 2014. Got this at a library book sale, I do believe, and it's signed. Yeah, it is signed. And I don't know, I had heard good things about it in the past, but I think my window of interest on this book is closed. I'm just like not really feeling it anymore. And I have heard good things about it in general. So if someone finds it and they have heard those good things too, they're going to be very excited. Whereas I just don't see myself ever really picking this up. I think it's going. I am also going to get rid of Last Star Burning by Caitlin Sangster. And this is a signed copy. I think I just bought this randomly. at like a book festival because it was signed and it seemed kind of cool and fantasy driven. But I saw it on my shelf when I was cleaning them out, and I was just like, why do I own this? Like, I don't care. That was like the first thought I had, is just like, oh, I don't care about that, which is terrible because I'm sure it has something of value in it. It's just, I saw it and I was like, oh, I don't care. If that's my first thought about anything, it needs to leave my shelf, so that's why it's leaving my shelf. But, I mean, it has a lovely cover. Like, I love the cover. It's signed, but I don't see myself reading it. I'm gonna get rid of The Sacrifice Box by Martin Stewart, and this is an ARC I got at Y'all West maybe a couple years ago. Yeah, this came out August 2018, and I guess got it for free at the book festival. I don't remember why. I don't think it's one I wanted. I think it's just one I ended up getting, but it's kind of it has like major Stranger Things vibes, and it's supposed to have that kind of spirit to it. It takes place in 1982. It's a creepy box in the woods and you're not supposed to open it, I guess. I don't know. It's not gonna happen. I know Stranger Things is very popular. I have seen season 1 of it, but I wasn't so into Stranger Things. I'm not the biggest fan of it, so I'd rather like leave this out into the world and let some Stranger Things fans see it and like really be interested. Also, I've made peace with the fact that I'm never going to finish Candle in the Flame by Nafisa Azad. I really wanted to love this. I mean, the cover, gorgeous. I got this ARC from Y'all West. Came out in May 2019. I am obsessed. It's gorgeous. The writing, I was hoping for more. The problem is, like, there had like a many-page glossary in the back of this that is like single-spaced, small font. There are so many words in it that you had to put in a glossary of definitions so people could understand it, and there was so many of those words and very little context clues that I had to keep Googling things to figure out what things were. So it took me forever to read like 45 pages of this. It took like 3 hours and I had to keep Googling everything. And I mean, that's my fault for being an idiot. That's not the book's fault. But it, as far as like ease of readability goes, it wasn't killing it. However, the prologue in this was dope. Like, it has like definitely some really cool fantasy elements, and I'm sure if I stuck with the book, I would have gotten to more of those fantasy elements and like had this really cool Arabian inspired story, but I don't see it happening. And also, at the end of the day, this book I'm not the target audience for. Like, does it really need another hot take from some white girl? Probably not. So I'm gonna just donate this, and then maybe a teen from this culture might find this and read this and really love it. So I'm hoping it's just gonna go off in the world and find the right reader, because I don't think I'm it. Also leaving my shelf is Asa by Jay Crownover. Jay Crownover is a romance novel author that I've heard of a lot. She has a lot of contemporary books. And this is just a random book of hers I got at a library book sale. It's a discard from the library. And so I got it for like 25 cents probably. And I was like, am I going to read this? And I want to, but like not enough to keep it on my shelf essentially. Like, I just got it for the sake of the fact that it's Jay Crownover and I've heard about her a lot. But do I really want to read this? I'm kind of like meh about it, honestly. So it's leaving. Another romance I got randomly at a library book sale is Hero by Samantha Young, mainly just because it looks like generic billionaire romance. And I was like, okay, I can like deal with a smutty billionaire for a minute. And I see it on my shelf and I don't ever feel the urge to pick it up. So it is leaving. I got it for very cheap. And I'm just like, that's how I feel about it. I'm not like crazy about it. Another random contemporary romance, How Not to Fall by Emily Foster. I mean, it's got such like a cheesy cover. They're like making out on the cover. And it's like, and it's raining and it's like, ooh, I can feel like the strings like start up in the background and there's like this big romantic moment. And I'm just like, I don't care about your moment. Maybe I'm just bitter. I don't know. But I see this cover and I'm just like, blah, barf. I don't want to see it. So, yeah, if I feel blah, barf about something, chances are I probably shouldn't read it. Last contemporary romance, I swear, is Hard and Fast by Erin McCarthy, just because it is unabashedly a smutty romance novel, and I think that's why I got it. It's a library book sale find, and it's just like, I think it's about a race car driver, and I'm just like, like, I don't really like race car driving, like, I don't really care about that. So, yeah, I mean, as much as it's unabashedly a smutty romance novel, I don't see myself picking it up. Also leaving my shelf is The Love and Lies of Rukhsana Ali by Sabrina Khan. I got this for free from Y'all West, and it's not necessarily like a book I picked. It just kind of came in like a package of books. Like I got like a bag of books. It was one of the ones in it. And while I do think it has a really cool theme and plot, things about an Indian girl who is coming to terms with her sexuality, and her parents find out because she gets outed and they're like not cool with it. So it has a lot of things that I find fascinating, but I don't particularly see myself reading this. And I think it should find the right reader, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not exactly the target audience here, and I think it should find the right reader for it, so it's gonna leave. Also leaving my shelf is The Music of What Happens by Bill Conisberg. This is kind of like the opposite story. I believe these are two boys who kind of fall in love over a wacky summer, and I'm not sure what the social stigmas here, but I'm sure there are some, and it's kind of the same audience, YA contemporary. And I got it for free from Y'all West. It's not necessarily a book I picked, it was in the book bag. So, you know, I want this to find the right reader because I feel like the right reader might actually really, really enjoy this. And I am not the target for it. However, the cover is dope. Like, it's a lovely cover. But, yeah, I don't see myself picking it up. Also leaving my shelf is Tell Me Everything by Sarah Enni. Again, got this for free from Y'all West. It was in the book bag. And, I love Sarah. She's a wonderful person. She has a podcast where she interviews lots of authors. Sarah's dope. However, it's just, you know, this is YA contemporary, and while I feel like some of her personality is going to shine through and it's going to be fun and bright and, like, funny, I don't see myself picking it up. Again, I'm not the target audience. It's YA contemporary. I feel like YA contemporaries are hard crossover novels. It's very difficult to sell them to adults. So I feel like they should stay in the YA section, whereas a lot of the fantasy novels could be crossovers. So YA contemporary very rarely is a crossover novel. And you know what? Someone might find this and like really, really enjoy it. It's just not going to be me. I think main point of this is just contemporaries, in particular YA contemporaries I'm getting rid of. And another one is The Chaos of Standing Still by Jessica Brody. So Jessica Brody has written fantasies before, and this one, I don't know, I was at a book festival and I heard her talk, and she was so funny, and she talked about this book, and this book seems really funny from her talking about it. However, it has been on my shelf for probably 2 years now, and I still haven't read it. So, I don't see it happening. It seems very dramatic. It's YA contemporary. I think it takes place at an airport. And I think it's like this girl whose friend died, and she has a one last voice message from her friend that she refuses to listen to because then it's like her friend's gone. I think that's the point of the story here. And hilarity ensues as she's trapped at an airport. And I don't see myself picking it up. It's been 2 years and I still haven't done it. It's not going to happen. I'm also going to get rid of Intertwined by Gena Showalter. This is one of her YA series, and I've been a Gena Showalter fan for a long time. However, I will admit, most of her newer releases I have not enjoyed. I don't know, I think maybe I've grown out of her writing. This is one of her early releases, mind you. This is a YA book from a while ago, I think maybe 2012 or 2013. So it's an older book. I got a library book sale. It's been on my shelf for many years. It's not going to get read. I'm just kind of like losing interest in Gena Showalter books, even though like I love Gena Showalter's old books. I'm not liking her new ones, so I'm kind of like have a bitter taste in my mouth about it right now. But it's YA. I don't see myself reading it. It's gonna go. Now, the last two books I'm going to be getting rid of are controversial picks. However, I will explain. I'm going to get rid of Renegades and Archenemies by Marissa Meyer. I wanted to love this series. However, I do not love this series. It is bad for me. I love the Lunar Chronicles, and then Marissa Meyer writing about, you know, sci-fi inspired fairy tale retellings, loved. Sci-fi inspired, you know, superhero, supervillain stories, I'm like, okay, this is like right in her wheelhouse. I'm gonna love it. And they're kind of very bad. Honestly, I really dislike them. They're bad. And I made my peace with it. I have zero parts of my soul that want to read the final book of this trilogy. Like, I don't care. I don't know how it ends. Like, I literally don't. There's no saving it in book 3. I can't deal with 2 books of crap to go to book 3. and be like, oh, you saved the day. I don't think it's happening at this point. So these are both going. It's unfortunate because I have met Marissa Meyer and these are signed, but I'm like, I don't care about them. I genuinely don't like them. I don't want to have them just on my shelf because they're signed, because I can keep all the other books I have by Marissa Meyer that are signed on my shelf that I like. Don't gotta keep these. They're bad. I don't like them. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people like this. I don't. So it is going and I feel good about it. All right. Feel good. I got some more space on my shelves for some new books. Hopefully, chances are they're already gonna be already full because I can't stop getting books for cheap or free, and it's a vicious cycle. But what are you gonna do, you know? Pretty much 100% these books are gonna be gone before this video goes live, but for the off chance somehow that I'm super lazy and they are not already gotten rid of, please make your final case down below in a comment. Which book should I definitely keep? Am I wrong about? Let me know down below. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like, and if you want to see more videos, make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you guys soon.